My lights, clearance lights, reflectors, and reflective tape. All my lenses are not broken. They're clean and there's no damage. My reflective tape is securely affixed. Using my reflectors, my reflective lights is in this reflective tape at the rear. Here's my red reflectors, my red lights to have my reflective tape. And go back up to the front and check under the engine for engine and transmission for any leaks or puddles, such as oil, coolant, or fuel. And then move on to the engine compartment. My hoses and clamps are not damaged or leaking. My hoses are in good condition. My power steering fluid is at a safe operating range between add and full. That's my dipstick. My engine oil is at a safe operating range between add and full. My coolant is at a safe operating range between add and full. If I didn't have the reservoir or a sight glass, I could check it through the radiator cap as long as the engine isn't hot. This is my power steering box. I make sure that it's not damaged or leaking and it's securely mounted. My arms, links, and rods from the steering box to the tire are not worn or cracked. And there's no missing nuts, bolts, or cotter pins. My ball joints and sockets are not worn or loose with no missing nuts, bolts, or cotter pins. My bolts, brackets, and bushings are all securely mounted. My hangers are not cracked or broken. And there's no missing or damaged bushings. My springs are not cracked, broken, missing, or shifted. My shock absorbers are securely mounted, not damaged or leaking, and my truck sits level, front to rear, side to side. Now moving on to my brakes, my couplings on my frame and my air chamber are secure, not damaged or leaking. My air hose supplies air and is not cut or not cracked, worn, frayed, or leaking, and they're in good condition. My brake linings and drums have no debris, oil, or grease. So moving on to my tire inflation. I check my inflation with the tire gauge. The valve stems are accessible. I check for cuts and damage that expose all body plies on this tread and the sidewalls. My tread is evenly worn and no less than 4/32 of an inch. I check that with a tire depth gauge. And all my other tires are no less than 2/32 of an inch. And the valve stem and cap are not broken, missing, loose, or leaking. And I check the bumps and bulges in the sidewalls. Now moving on to my rim. My rim is not bent, cracked, or broken. There's no repair welds. My studs all my lug nuts are present. There's no signs of being loose, such as shiny threads, rust trails, or distorted or damaged bolt holes. I have no cracked or broken studs. Now moving on to my axle hub. My seal is not leaking and the oil is at a proper level. And then my gas tank is securely mounted. The cap is on tight and there's no leaks from the tank, cap, or fuel lines. My mirrors are clean and not cracked. They're securely mounted with no missing parts. Mirror brackets are not bent. They're securely mounted with no missing parts. My battery box cover is secure. My frame is not cracked, broken. There's no holes or cracked welds. My cross members are secure, not cracked, bent, broken, loose, or missing from the tractor or trailer. I check all connections from the truck and trailer. Couplings and glad hands are firmly seated, not damaged or leaking, and they're locked in place. My air lines, electrical lines, and electrical insulation are not cut, chased, spliced, taped, or worn. And my air lines and electrical lines are not tangled, pinched, crimped, or dragging against truck parts on the trailer or on the ground. And the air lines are not leaking. Now I check my fifth wheel coupling system. My apron is not bent, cracked, or broken. The trailer is lying flat on the fifth wheel skid plate with no gap. Sliding fifth wheel locking pins are securely mounted to the platform. There's no cracks, breaks, or excessive wear, and they're properly lubricated. Sliding the release arm is secure, engaged, and in the locking position. Kingpin and locking jaws. Then muck into the gap and check that the jaws are fully closed around the shank of the kingpin. I check for play between the locking jaws. The kingpin is not bent or damaged. And the fifth wheel is in such a position that during turn time, the frame and mud flaps do not come into contact with landing gear. The landing gear is fully raised, has no structural damage, no missing nuts or bolts, no cracks, broken welds, or missing parts, and the crank handle is secure. Landing pads are not damaged. That's it.